Hello. For me, good evening. For you, good morning. Good afternoon. And if it's good night, you should probably be already going to bed. And you can watch this in the morning. What is this? This is a correction. In Korea, I attempted a playthrough of Terraria, and I tried to watch it back. I tried. I really did. The audio was so bad, I got mad at myself, and now I'm re-recording it. What this will be is me playing through Terraria as educationally as I can. Recently, I got the opportunity to teach my father how to play Minecraft, and it really kind of opened my eyes as to how some things don't naturally make sense to people who are outside of the kind of gamosphere. The gameverse, the gamers! People who don't fall within that clique really don't quite get a lot of what we do. And Terraria is an incredibly Wikipedia-heavy game. It's been titled as Wiki Slop by parts of the internet. That's no hate. Slop is kind of just a word for genre now. Like a fake genre, like friend slop. If you know, you know. If you don't, it doesn't matter, because you don't know and it won't affect you. So, now when it comes to customizing your character, there is specifically one button that's incredibly important, and several hundred buttons that aren't important at all. You can choose the classic difficulty, which there's no shame in it. This isn't like Doom or something, where if you choose some soft difficulty, the game scolds you and you lose out on things. No, this, specifically for your character, you drop money, you drop items, you die permanently. No one plays medium core, because it's for weirdos. Some people play hardcore. I will be playing classic. Now all the other buttons... Oh, I should probably name myself. Hey, what should I name myself? Nothing? I'm just not gonna say it? Oh, you don't have your mic hooked up. That's... You know what? Mike. There you go. There you go. Did I capitalize that K? That'll do. That's Mike. That'll do. Alright. Mike is ready to go. Mike needs a place to live. This is important. This is where difficulty really comes into play. You have large for people who are unemployed, medium for people who are unemployed but aren't on a watch list, and small for people who are small. So we will be playing on medium. I'm not on the list yet. And then we'll play... This is a difficult choice. Journey is just a creative mode alternative. Classic is, of course, classic. There's no real added challenge to it. Expert, you get certain drops from bosses that makes the game easier, and Master, you get trophies and a couple of odd Master Mode only items, but I think they're all cosmetic if I'm remembering right. I can always check that and throw a little editor note up at the top if I'm ever wrong, which does happen. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Expert. I've already played through a Master Mode playthrough. This is for my sake. Alright? This is for me. This is a recording thing that I can do without having to rely on 3 other people's schedules. Seed. 2 number 9s. Number 6 with extra dip and a large soda. Will do. The withered tilt, I'm never gonna remember what that was. Let's go with... Yeah, there we go. I could choose between Corruption or Crimson. This does make a difference. This changes the evil biome in your world. The evil biome is usually the hardest when you start out. I'm gonna let it up to chance, and if I get Crimson, I'll cry. Oh, that's interesting. It usually shows you what corruption you got here by tinting one of the sides a different color, but it looks like that's been removed. That's interesting. That is interesting, but it might still show us in the... Yes, it shows us in the little thumbnail for it here. Flint, Michigan. Alright. And we're off. We're off to the races. In Terraria, I can't super show you this quite yet, but there are a lot of classes of weapons. A lot of challenge runs will specify a kind of weapon that they're allowed to use. I'm allowed to use all of them. I'm just going to multi-class. And if you're just starting Terraria, that's what you should be doing too. Ah, you can see there. The guide is firing arrows. That's part of the ranged class. I am stabbing these slimes and also dying mostly. So I'm doing melee. First thing you can do is invest in yourself and get yourself a base of operations. If you want to... Okay. If you want to make things easy on yourself, you can make it right where you spawned, and you can place it right in blocks. You don't have to pick stuff up necessarily just to get things started. Build faster. These guys can jump high. There we go. Alright, now that I have a bit of breathing room, just go ahead and make yourself a box. If you're just starting out, you're gonna want somewhere safe when night falls, because same as Minecraft, enemies spawn, and unlike Minecraft, well, yeah, I guess also like Minecraft, you don't want to be outside at night. Now, once you have the beginnings of a box, you want crafting bench. How did I do that? I press the escape key. Bada bing. Shows me this. It starts down here. I can click. Or I can use this crafting window by clicking on this little guy here. Shows me everything I can make. Crafting table here. Bada bing. Well, workbench. I'm gonna probably mix those up as I go. Then you're going to want a chair, because a chair is the most important piece of your survival. You will die without this chair. You won't beat a boss without this chair. That's challenge run. Beat Terraria with no chairs. Impossible. No. Putting it on a chair simply makes it so that this area is livable. And, as you can see with our little friend wandering around over there, I pointed and you can't see my hand, there are NPCs in this game. The NPCs help a lot. The NPCs can sell you things. The NPCs can boop, teach you things. Use your pickaxe to go through dirt. Look at that. NPCs are helpful, and we want NPCs. So I am going to build a terrible house for my terrible NPCs. That might be big enough. This might qualify in your mind as a house, but it might not qualify in Terraria's mind. So you open up with the escape key, go on this little house over here, click that little question mark. Ah, you can see this room is too small. I have made a crucial error, and I will die for my mistake. But not today. Not today. Not from these slimes. As I check my health to make sure I won't die from these slimes. Have a bit of a decadent living space. You don't want every single house that you make to just be a cube, but when you're starting out, there's no shame in it. Just get yourself something. Now, you can actually see the sun up in the corner here, bada bing. That is accurate to the time. So, with what time I have left in the day, I'm gonna go exploring. This is one of the best things you can do early Terraria, is just walk to the right and the left. There will be, and I'm hoping to find them, loot. There will be chests, there will be pots, there will be pans. I don't know if there is a... Yeah, I think there actually is a pan in this game. Editor Me can inform you more specifically on how all that works. I really just waited for that guy to punch me in the face, but... You know what? It just shows that I have amazing patience. Now, there is a meanie in my way. This is a meanie. This is what all Terrarians call them. They're called meanies. They're not called mobs or enemies or threats. They're called meanies. That's the word. Can I survive? There is not an enormous amount of hope in me for surviving this. Ah, there it is. First death. Did not take long. That's why I don't play medium core And especially if you're starting out, you don't play hardcore. You're supposed to die. This is a game where you die. Dying teaches you things. Dying is a crucial mechanic in a couple of different ways. Can you beat the game without dying? Yes, absolutely. Can I beat the game without dying? No, absolutely not. Well, maybe someday. I only have 1,000 hours in game. That's awful. Oh no. Remember how I said that purple thing was like kind of the worst thing possible early on? Yeah. So apparently Big Smoke's order entirely cropped down to like 3 things is a very unfortunate seed. We have corruption right next to us. That's really bad. Can you please jump over me? Thank you, sir. This is not great. The moment a corrupted enemy spawns, we are... Oh, there they are. Okay, so we're pretty much dead. I can't fight that. I won't be able to fight that for quite some time. So don't expect me to fight that. Just expect me to be a bit of a coward, and I'm just going to try to trap that guy. Alright, looks like it worked. Oh my good gravy! That's a new one! Alrighty, sir. You can go ahead and take a few steps back from me. I can't get a restraining order because there's no police in this world, but if there was, I would have...
Well, that sucked. So I went home, made myself a sword, wandered into the desert to grab some glass for potion making, and some wood for platform making, because I'm not getting stuck in a hole again if I can help it. Found a couple valuable things, picked up this flower, and very, very nearly died to the zombie apocalypse, on my way over to what would be the second worst possible thing.
Jungle! Jungle! Jungle Beats, holler at me. Oh no! The Jungle Beats are most certainly hollering at me. Oh no. Oh no. No, no, no. Alright, 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 alright. I don't have any real blocks to defend myself with in here. So I'm going to try to make a little place to hide. Oh, it did not work out. Alright. We could have potentially killed those, but not without a significant amount of difficulty. Alright, so we have 2 of the most difficult biomes on either side of us. The corruption and the jungle. The jungle is very hard to deal with. The corruption is pretty much impossible to deal with at this point in our game. So we are going to seriously need to ramp up production of anything that will help us. Alright. Shurikens. Let's do some ranged damage. Let's also open this door so the guide might help us out a little. Guide nearly died. Just to prove a point, I suppose. But alright. Now, let's take a look at our map. Remember, pressing escape brings up all the helpful things. Coming up here into the corner lets you change what's going on with your map. It doesn't look like we have any entrances into the underground safely already made for us. Super disadvantageous. I am going to go ahead and dig down through the night, and more than likely going to fast forward this bit, because it's going to be tedious. Day has come back around, thank goodness. It was a bit of a rough night. No more extra deaths, but a couple of close calls. We ended up mining, as I took a couple of screenshots, some stone for a furnace. It's another crafting station that we'll need. And we also ended up mining a little bit of lead. Now let's see just how much lead we can make. Fantastic. Okay. I believe that is enough to make the next thing we need, which is an anvil. There it is. Now I'm going to hold off on making the anvil because there is a chest in the jungle that we could explore and see if maybe it's got something for us. So, let's head out and see what we can find. I would say the bulk amount of items in this game that you can find are worth picking up. Pretty much everything in here that you can find is worth picking up. There's usually a use for just about everything, and if there isn't a use for it, then it's usually decorative, and it can be turned into some really cool stuff. I'm very lucky right now that this little guy is perched at a weird angle, that guy had a ranged attack, and we don't want to fight anything that is the biological equivalent of a gun right now. So critical hit there. There we go. Okay. Whenever you're facing off against an enemy that's stronger than you like that, don't wait until the last second to get into a good position to whack them. Because they will be chomping at the bit to kill you. You can't wait until the last second to kind of prepare yourself and time a swing right. Especially when you're just starting out. You don't have a lot of mobility, you don't have a lot of backup plans. Just take it slow, stop when you need. Alright, here we go, we're back. Resuming talking, resuming YouTubing, trying to fill the empty space. Ooh, okay. I won't turn that down. We picked up something called a accessory. Won't refuse that. Okay, we got a weapon. Gonna go ahead and pick up the chest. Did I pick the other one? Yes, I did. Good. Okay. You want to pick up as much of this stuff as you can. It's going to be the fastest way to give yourself an advantage in this early kind of beginning bit is in-game loot. Now, this isn't exactly a safe thing to do. There's plenty of little traps, especially in the jungle. It's a lot of little things that can get you killed, so you do have to be a little careful, and I will probably die now that I've said those words out loud. But as long as you're aware of your surroundings, you can avoid some of the more blatant traps. There we go. This cobwebs that I'm getting, as with anything, is useful. These can be turned into material, silk, to make a bed. Beds can help you set your spawn point and skip through a period of time if need be. Alright, fantastic. We got the merchant. Did I pick up? Yes! Okay. One of the things you can loot is a recall potion. Makes it a lot easier to get home safe. We're probably going to be using that. There it is. There's one of those traps I was talking about. That guy right there. You see that little face? This guy is a dart trap. And much as he may have just tried to kill me, he's worth a little bit of money. So we're going to pick him up. Gotta keep your eyes peeled for little bumps in the road that could potentially be pressure plates. Gotta keep your eye open for boulders and all bunches of stuff. I thought that was a pressure plate there. These statues can spawn enemies if they're hooked up to electricity. There's so much in this game. There's so much in this game. That's why they call it that wiki slop. It's something you need to be sitting through a wiki to really understand. But, see that little dot there? That little dot wants me dead. And I say, screw you, dot.
We're rich! We're rich! We're rich!
Now you'll notice as I'm kind of taking my time to mine here that enemies are starting to spawn. If you go fast through an area, you can kind of avoid a good number of the enemies. It's the moment where you slow down and try to keep things under control. That's when you lose control. So it's an interesting balance of kind of hard charging through things in sort of a blitzkrieg fashion to get the loot chests and pots, but taking it slow and careful and keeping an eye on your surroundings when you slow down to get materials like this. Technically, I'm not playing it all that careful. I really should be blocking myself in, but at the moment it seems like a lot of the pathing for the enemies just has them falling down below me, so I'll be alright for now. Let's see. Oh, looks like we're encountering another biome. And a rather strong enemy. Oh, alright, we got it. Another accessory. This is what I'm talking about. It's things that you can equip over here in your little items. There we go, now we've got a couple. Alright, now that I have that, that will allow another NPC to spawn, and it will tell me when there's something valuable around me. So, now that I know there's a chest nearby, seems like there's a house over here. I think I'll go explore. Now, the underground has a good amount of these little houses that you can find. These houses usually have loot, they usually have little bits of equipment, so I'm going to be taking what I can get.
I love stealing. I love taking things.
I got too brave. Well, now that we're back home, I can put down these chests. There we are. Let's go ahead and start a valuables chest. And let's smelt up our materials. Got a good chunk out of that vein back there. A little bit of lead, nice to have. And then, once you have things that are already in a chest, how I wish Minecraft had anything of the sort, you can quick stack. Quick stack right here. You just hit this guy, boom, and they go into this little chest. Look at that! With that material that we mined up, could make ourselves a nice little tool. And the most valuable thing that I can really give myself right now is going to be this platinum pickaxe. Because mining speed, obviously, with the... Wow, I didn't even notice how bad ours was. With one of the worst pickaxes in the game, it's going to be awful. And with this, it's going to be a little bit nicer. It's also, as you can see in that little box there, 35% pickaxe power, 59% pickaxe power. And it says, can mine meteorite. Meteorite is a higher tier material. You need better and better gear to be able to interact with the world properly. So if I ever want to mine some meteorite somewhere down the road, I'm going to need a platinum pickaxe. You need to kind of level up your equipment as you go to be able to continue the game. You can't really just sit on old stuff, and that's just going to make life a little nicer. Now we have some bombs. I think I might try and do... I don't know if you can hear that. I'm going to try and do something cheeky real quick. Oh, no I'm not. The merchant just arrived. Alright. Sell our stuff. "9:30 at night and he's driving through a residential zone at max throttle. Awesome. Okay. It looks like I'm expanding our housing. Let's give the demolitionist a basement. You might have seen earlier while I was constructing my home that I put walls back here, these wooden walls. It's so second nature to me that I didn't even think about it. You need walls in order for NPCs to move in. For it to be registered as kind of a house, it stops enemies from spawning in there, and it kind of changes how things work. It's integral to the game. You need walls. So I am going to go ahead and clear out this. The only way you can interact with walls, because they didn't want you just accidentally pickaxing your wall out from behind you, is with a hammer. Hammers are an easy enough tool to make. You can make them out of wood, you can make them out of just about anything. And further into the game, you actually unlock a good amount of hammers for free. One really good one at a very crucial point. But for right now, all you need is a simple wooden hammer. I had the option to make a lead one, I had the option to make a platinum one. Don't need it. Okay, control is how you speed trash something. Shift is how you speed store something. Just in case anyone else just does what I almost did. Alright, I'm gonna go exploring. I shouldn't be doing this, but I want to. Because, much the same way as sprinting through the jungle before anything can spawn got me a couple of bits and bobs, I'm hoping, and I might just be able to sprint my way through the corruption as well. The corruption is comprised almost entirely of these really large chasms. And unfortunately, we have gone down a bad one. Let's go ahead and survive. Why not? Now that we have the power to choose whether we do or not. Let's grab some blocks so we can make it over that chasm, block it off, make sure we don't go in there again, because we know now that it's not going to be helpful. There are channels that run the length of some of these chasms that will allow us access to some pretty nice stuff, potentially. Provided we don't get killed by that. Almost specifically by that. Oh, that's... Oh, hello there. Oh, boy. Alright, alright. Parkour, parkour. Dig the wood, dig the wood, dig the wood, dig the wood. You can't break the blocks. Dig the wood, dig the wood, dig the wood. The saving grace of corrupted enemies is that they do take a good amount of knockback, and they are easy enough to predict pretty much everything except that giant worm. How did you reach me, you athlete? Mine the wood. The auto mine in this game can be less than stellar. So you can't mine this material. So you gotta bomb it. Go. Alright, now, effectively what I've done is put myself in a whole world of hurt, but that little orb down there is exactly what I'm aiming for, and it's actually in a pretty nice spot. Alright, that might be enough. Now what I need to do is set a bomb in an enclosed space with me in it.
Bomb has been planted.
We're alright. Nice, that's one. Yes! We got the best possible drop. Okay. These little orbulars drop tasty little nuggets like a gun. So now we have the capability to fight back a little bit. That's really, really good. Oh. Oh. The best. The best. Sometimes you will spend a long time looking for that drop specifically, or at least I will, because I always want specifically that drop. I want the gun. I love a good ranged class in Terraria. And now, we have a very viable weapon. Compare this to the shot I just got with me using a bamboo pole to shoot seeds. Alright, let's go home. We got what we were looking for. And it's day! Hooray! Alright. Now, let's see if we can't head back into the jungle, again, with no armor, because I'm just the most intelligent. See if we can head back into the jungle and make a dent in what's going on over there. Got back, killed the bat, and the arms dealer and the traveling merchant have both arrived. Aha! This is the guy I was trying to take out before, a hoplite. I believe that this guy can drop a couple helpful things, but I was not equipped to shoot him before. Fantastic. And there we go. That's one of the little weapons I can get from him. Alright, so I have been using those little shurikens. That over there.
No, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
I tried. Hard to use a gun on a bee. That stuff over there could have been useful. Unfortunately, I didn't grab it. Oh, they're all gonna be just hanging out over there. I don't even know where this came from. Those little bees, those really tiny bees, they spawn when you take out a beehive, which is just unfortunate. Alright, but we did get a helmet. Ooh. Styling. Alright. Alright, Mike. Alright. Llewellyn. What do you got? What do you got, Llewellyn? There we go. Alright, now, this is the arms dealer. We got this guy to spawn in because we found a gun. Shop. Let's see what he's got. Flintlock pistol. 13, 31, yeah. Alright, we're just going to buy some ammo from him. Make sure I don't run out anytime soon. And then we'll keep moving. Let's see. Pylons are good. Pylons can be used for teleportation. Don't super know. Yeah, we have to be near a pylon. It's not crazy helpful yet. Alright, I don't think we're going to have anything else useful to purchase around here anytime soon. So I am going to head on back to the jungle. I was going to point out way earlier, my little radar, my little valuables radar, has found a life crystal nearby. These little blue biomes here, they like to spawn those. Ooh, house. Alright, good. Sometimes these biomes can spawn little houses. They usually do. I think it's pretty common. And we got a band of regeneration. That's going to be nice and helpful. It is. Haha. Alright. Life crystal. It's a game you gotta put some hours into to really kind of understand. And then put a lot more hours into to get good at. Or you can just use hoiks. Don't ever ask me to explain what a hoik is. I refuse to learn. Because I actually like playing the game. Alright. There we go, got that life crystal. Let's go ahead and use them. See my hearts go up over here in the corner. I've got 160 health now. That makes me a little bit harder to kill, and I will always appreciate that. I think I just gained the ability to turn into a rat. That's a new one. Okay, we're going home. Ow! Alright. Gosh, I've got to get a better storage situation going on. Alright, now. While I was down there, our big important finds that we actually are any kind of excited over, pretty much just this. Ta-da! We got a double jump. That cloud in a bottle that I had over here before, go ahead and equip that, and we have extra vertical movement. Movement is huge in this game. It's what's gonna get us through kind of bosses and bigger enemies and things. Yeah. The helmet definitely does help, but it doesn't really change things much. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. What did we really go over? There's a lot of grinding kind of work to go through in the beginning of Terraria. Looting is the fastest way you can really equip yourself with anything significant. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of great examples of that because I got really unlucky with the biomes. You gotta build houses to spawn NPCs. NPCs are crazy useful. There's different levels of equipment, there's different styles of equipment, and I guess last of all, you can turn into a rat. This is the part of Terraria that moves the slowest, is the kind of preparation phases. And if you're doing things right, there's a lot of preparation to do. This was easily 2 hours plus of recording, and I think I could probably get that down pretty far. We got a good amount done. We got a start. Not a very good one, but a start. I think between episodes, I'll clean up the housing situation. I'll throw in a better chest storage and crafting room situation. Buy some ammo. I don't think I'll do any big mining or anything like that. I don't want you guys to miss out on anything fun. Alright, thank you for watching Terraria. This is not Life of Pain edition. I don't know what it's called. Leave a comment down below as to what I should title this video. But, alright. Yeah. With that said, I think I'm good to call it. Thank you very much for watching. Stay frosty. I can only imagine I'll keep doing these, but it kind of depends on what editor me thinks of the recording. Alright. See you in the next one.